What is going on, bow champions? So I've got a pretty cool video for you today, okay? But just to give you a little bit of backstory, right? In July, right, I am gonna go hunting, bow hunting specifically, with my dad. Okay, both my dad and I shoot Hoyt bows. I currently shoot a Hoyt Satori recurve at 40 pounds at 28 inches. My dad shoots a Hoyt Vector. So the purpose of today's video is for that hunt in July. I am going to show you my gear loadout. Okay, everything from my bow, my arrows, my apparel, everything. I'm going to show you everything that I will be using on this hunt. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is my arrow setup. Okay, so as you can see, I am running 500 spine pork chop carbon core arrows. Just to give you a little bit of more backstory, I currently reside in South Africa, and here in South Africa we have our own arrow manufacturer, and so I am going to be using their signature high premium carbon arrows, the pork chop model. Yeah, so just to tell you a little bit about this arrow setup, these are 500 spine shafts cut down to 28 inches. I'm running feathers, 4-inch feathers, and 125 grain point. That is a 3 fixed blade broadhead. Yeah, this isn't the only broadhead that I am going to be using. Yeah, my other arrow setup that I'm going to be using, I'll show that to you guys now, is the 2-blade that I will use. So it's the same arrow, just the only thing that's different is the arrow tip. You can see it's a 2-blade as opposed to the 3-blade I just showed you. So yeah, so it's the same arrow shaft, the 500 spine carbon core signature series pork chop arrows. Again, 4-inch feathers. So these fly pretty well out of my bow, so this is what I'm going to be using as my arrow setup. Now you might ask, why am I going to use such a light arrow tip? Reason being is because I had an option to shoot a heavier tip, but the dilemma that I faced was I'd have to Bischoff tune a whole new set of arrows. Okay, so all things considered, I'm not hunting huge or big game. I am more hunting medium game. So here in South Africa we have what we call Africa's whitetail. It's called the impala. So that's what I'm going to be shooting, right? Yeah, I'm also going to be shooting a warthog. So these animals by nature aren't huge. They're not big game animals. They're medium-sized game animals at most. So yeah, you don't need a super heavy arrow to take them down, in my opinion. Yeah. So let's move on. I'm going to show you my bow. Okay, so as you can see, I am currently using a Hoyt Satori. The riser specifically is the 19-inch riser, coated in the buckskin finish. I'm using the maple limbs, as you can see there, that are 40 pounds at 28 inches. So yeah, I'm not going for a really heavy draw weight, not yet anyways. This is my first time hunting with a recurve, so I didn't want to go for a super high draw weight. Yeah, I wanted to start a little bit low, but the reason I chose 40 pounds is because it is the minimum draw weight if you want to hunt with a bow here in South Africa. So yeah, and yeah, as you can see, I'm running the Hoyt 2-piece super light quiver, bow quiver. It's a pretty good bow quiver, I will say. It gives nice weight to the bow, so it stabilizes your shot quite a bit, I find. So yeah, so that's what I am going to be using as far as my bow is concerned. If you can't already tell, I am a die-hard Hoyt fan. Yeah. So without further ado, let me move on to my apparel. Okay, you can see my chest pack. Currently in my chest pack, I've got my binos, I've got my rangefinder. These are essentials if you're going to go hunting. You need a rangefinder, especially with bows. For bow hunting, you need a rangefinder. You need to know your distance so you can execute an ethical shot with regards to whatever you're hunting. Right. Yeah. I'm also going to be carrying my Bear Grylls bush knife, as you can see there. This knife has served me quite well. It's a pretty good all-around tactical knife. Not too big, not too small. It's really good when it comes to getting the job done. Yeah, and all things considered, I think this hunt is going to be a pretty good hunt. In future videos, what I'm going to be doing in future is I'm going to be posting every day my practice sessions for my hunting trip. So make sure you stay tuned to that as well. But I hope that you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, bow champions. Cheers.